Hello dear students. In this video lecture I would like to talk about the gate level minimization, and I want to talk about the one method that using this method we can simplify the Boolean function. This method is called as map method or the Carnot map. If you remember in the previous chapter, when we started to talk about the concept of the Boolean function, we said that after finding the corresponding Boolean function of the system and before implementing the digital circuit, we need to simplify this Boolean function. And we saw that using the postulates and theorems, we can simplify it. But we saw that this method is too difficult. Sometimes it's difficult for us to find the simplest one. Now today, I want to show you that how using the Carnot map, we can easily do it and find the simplest Boolean function. Now we say that first of all, let's define the actually the Carnot map. In the Carnot map, we say that a Carnot map is a diagram that in this diagram we have the squares that inside of each square we write the corresponding the minterms of the function. So according to the number of the variables of the Boolean function, the dimension of the Carnot map will be changed. So it means that if we have two variables for the Boolean function, the actually the squares of the Carnot map will be 4. If we have the three variables, the squares of the Carnot map and or Carnot diagram will be 8, etc. up to the end. So now this Carnot map will help us to we have the minimum number of terms with the smallest possible number of literals in each term. So how we can do it? Let's talk about that. Now suppose that we have Boolean function with the two variables. Now if we have two variables for Boolean function, suppose that this variable is xy. Now I want to draw the corresponding Carnot map, of the two variables Boolean function. We say that in this diagram, we draw something like that. Now we write here as x, here as y. Now horizontally, I divide this square into two sections. Write x here, x prime here, and vertically divide this Carnot map. Write y here, y prime here. Okay, so as I said, inside of these squares we write the minterm, and in the case of the minterms we learn that if we have original variable we have 1, if we have the complement of the variable we have 0. Similarly, because this is the y prime we have 0, this is y we have 1. Now, what can I say, what can I write in this square according to the bits of the variables? I can say that here is 0, 0. Similarly, this one is 0, 1. And what about this one? This is the 1, 0. And this one is 1, 1. Look at here. We say that all of these row is x. All of this row is x prime, all of this column is y, and all of this column is y prime. Okay, now according to this concept, I write this one. Now, on the other hand, we have learned that I can write instead of 0, 0 according to the variables x prime, y prime, x prime, y, x, y prime, and x, y. Okay? So now I know that x prime, y prime is mean 0 in mean term, m0. This one is m1. This one is m2. And this one is m3 as a mean term. So what should I have? I have something like that. We say that if we have two variables, the Carnot map is something like that. X prime, y prime. Now this is the mean term number 0, mean term 1, mean term 2, and mean term number 3. So this is the Carnot map for the two variables. Now how we can use this Carnot map for simplifying the circuit, the Boolean function. Now suppose that I have something like that. F x y is equal to summation of 1, 2, 3. The meaning of this Boolean function is this. I have written this Boolean function in the form of sum of mean terms. Which mean terms? 1, 2, 3. Now, if I want to simplify this function using the methods that we have learned up to now, what should I write? I know that this is equal to the m1 or m2 or m3. Now, on the other hand, I know that m1 is x prime y, or m2 is x y prime, and m3 is xy. Okay, so I can rewrite this equation in this form. I have y and y here, so it means that I can write that y, x, or x prime, or x, y prime. So I know that this is equal to 1. So if I rewrite again, I will have y plus x, y prime. So according to the distributive law, we know that if I have x or yz, I have x or y and x or z. According to this concept, I can rewrite this one in this form: y or x and y or y prime. So again, this is equal to 1. It means that f of x, y will be equal to x or y. Okay, so I could simplify the function using the theorems and postulates. Now you can see that this is time consuming and difficult. I want to show you that how using the Carnot map easily I can do it. Look at here. We say that because we have two variables, draw directly the Carnot map. How? In this form: x, y, x, x prime, y, y prime. This is the mean term 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what was the function? Our function was, look at here, summation of 1, 2, 3. It means that if I write 1 in the mean term 1, 2, 1 in the mean term 2, 1 in the mean term 3, I can create the corresponding Carnot map. We say that in the Carnot map, everywhere we have the corresponding minterm in the function, we write 1. Now, what should I do? We say that we have to make the groups. But how we can make these groups? We have to make the neighbor ones. So how we can define the neighbors? We say that if the ones vertically and horizontally are actually are written beside of each other, these are the neighbors. These 2 and 3, the minterm 2 and minterm 3 is the neighbors. Minterms 1 and minterms 3 is the neighbors. But if I have one here, diagonal ones are not neighbors with together. So if we have two variables, what will be the maximum possible groups of 1? We say that always look, we have to consider 2 to the power of n. Now it means that here n is 2, 2 to the power of 2 is 4. The maximum possible groups of 1 is 4. If we don't have the 4 ones, we have to find 2 ones. If we don't have 2 ones, we have to find 1 ones. Now, if we look at here, we can say that we have 3 ones, but I cannot make a 3 ones as a one group because the number of the ones in a group has to be power of the 2. So it means that I have to make these 2 ones as one group and these 2 ones as the another group. Now I have to write the corresponding minterm of this group and corresponding term of this group. Again, I have to write the corresponding term of this group and this group. How can I write it? We say that we look at the group. Each variable that inside of this group does not change, we have to write it. Now look at here, we said that this row is the x. This row is the x. If you look at to this 2, 1, we can see that x in this row does not change. So I write x. Now, what about the y? Y is changed. Here y is y prime, here is y. No, so we don't write it. So this group finished. Or now let's write this group. Or we can actually don't write the terms here. Let's first of all write the corresponding terms, then we add both of them. Now here, if you look at to this group, we have the actually in this column 2 ones. Now if you look at to the x, here is x prime, here is x. It means that x is changed. I cannot write it. But if you look at to this column, y is constant. Write y. Now f is equal to x or y. We write sum of all of the terms, and this is the simplest Boolean function of this function that we write it. This is the concept of the Carnot map and how we can find the simplest Boolean function using the Carnot map. Now, if you look at to this example, you can see that again we have something like that. We write 1, 1, 1 here, and we can create 2 groups in this form. If we have just 1, 1 here, like this one that you can see, so we say that we have to write the corresponding minterm of this square because we know that we can create 1, 1 as a one group. Again, x, and from here y, so f is the x, y. In this form, we can find the actually simplest Boolean function.